Imagine being 6 years old and alone at a train station. You get on a train because you cannot find your older brother. Suddenly, the train starts moving, and hours later, you arrive in one of the biggest cities in the world, far away from home. You don't know where you are. You don't know how to get home. You don't even know the name of your hometown. This is the unbelievable true story of Saroo Brierley, a little boy from India who became lost after accidentally boarding the wrong train. After spending years away from his family, he survived alone, was adopted by an Australian family, and eventually found his way back home 25 years later. His incredible journey was made into an Oscar-nominated movie called Lion. Lion tells a powerful true story about poverty, loss, survival, hope, and the love of family. It shows how a little boy became lost, started a new life in another country, and never stopped searching for the family he left behind. It is also the story of a mother who never gave up hope that one day her son would return home. Let's get into the story. Saroo was born in a poor neighborhood near the city of Khandwa in central India. His real name was Saroo Munshi Khan, but as a young child, he couldn't pronounce Saroo correctly. Instead, he called himself Saroo, and the name stayed with him. Life was very difficult for his family. When Saroo was only 3 years old, his father left home to marry another woman, and his mother had to raise 4 children by herself. She worked in construction, carrying heavy materials all day, but she still could not earn enough money to feed her family. There was no money for school, so Saroo and his brothers spent their days looking for ways to survive. They begged at train stations, searched for leftover food, and sometimes stole fruit or rice just to have something to eat. His older brother, Guru, found small jobs cleaning trains and washing dishes. Saroo enjoyed helping him, so they often traveled together to work. One day, they traveled to the Burhanpur train station to look for work, and both of their lives would change forever. It was late at night one day in 1986 when Guru and Saroo arrived at the Burhanpur train station to look for work. After they arrived, Saroo became very tired and fell asleep on a bench. Before Guru left, he told Saroo to stay there and wait for him. He promised that he would come back soon. Saroo woke up and waited for a long time, but Guru did not come back. After waiting for hours, Saroo began walking around the train station. Then he saw another train parked nearby. He thought his brother might be inside, so he got on the train to look for him. Suddenly, the train started moving. Saroo became scared. He wanted to get off, but he could not. The train kept moving for hours and hours. When it finally stopped, Saroo got off and looked around. He was in the huge city of Kolkata, very far away from his home. There were people everywhere, but he did not know anyone. He did not know where he was or how to get home. Saroo was only 6 years old and was completely alone. For the next 2 weeks, Saroo lived on the streets. He looked for food in garbage cans. He slept under benches at the train station. Every day, he walked through the busy city. There were people everywhere, but no one knew who he was or where he belonged. One day, a railway worker gave Saroo some food and offered him a place to stay. At first, Saroo felt safe, but after a while, he felt that something was wrong. The man introduced him to another stranger, and Saroo became scared. He ran away as fast as he could. The two men chased him, but somehow Saroo escaped. Years later, Saroo said he believes those men may have been child traffickers. If he had not escaped, his life might have turned out very different. Eventually, a teenager noticed Saroo and became his friend. This girl took him to the police station. The police placed him in a government home for lost children before transferring him to an adoption center. Workers tried everything they could to find his family, but Saroo didn't know the name of his village. They didn't have enough information to help him, so they declared him a lost child. Saroo was a shy little boy, but he soon felt very comfortable at the adoption agency. He made friends, and the staff took good care of him. He stayed there for about 4 months until one day his life changed again. In September 1987, an Australian couple named Sue and John Brierley decided to adopt Saroo. Soon, Saroo traveled to Australia to start a new life with his new family in Tasmania, Australia. He had a beautiful life in Australia. He had a safe home, food to eat, and for the first time, a chance to go to school. He even got a brother because his adoptive parents later adopted another boy from India, and the two grew up together. As the years passed, Saroo learned English and slowly forgot much of the Hindi he spoke as a child. But he never forgot his first family. He always thought about his mother and siblings and always hoped to see them again. As Saroo grew older, he built a new life in Australia. He studied business and hospitality management at university and later worked for his adoptive father's industrial and marine equipment company. But no matter how happy his life was, he never forgot his first family. For years, he wondered what had happened to his mother, his brother, and his sister. Were they still alive? Did they ever stop looking for him? Finally, Saroo decided it was time to find out. He knew it would not be easy. He did not know the name of his hometown, and he had been away from India for 25 years. All he had were a few childhood memories. Still, he refused to give up. Almost every night for 3 years, Saroo searched Google Earth. He started at the train station in Kolkata, where he arrived as a lost 6-year-old boy. Then he followed the railway lines in every direction. He only remembered a few things from his childhood. He remembered a train station, a water tower, and a fountain near the train tracks where he used to play. One night, while looking at Google Earth, he found a railway station called Bahanpur. The name sounded familiar. He kept following the railway line until he reached a city called Khandwa. As he looked at the satellite images, he saw something he recognized: a fountain near the train tracks where he had played as a little boy. For the first time in 25 years, Saroo believed he had found his hometown. He was determined to find his family. In 2012, he traveled back to India. He used all the information he had found to search for his mother. He walked through the streets of Khandwa and asked people if they remembered a little boy who had gone missing many years before. Soon, people showed him the house where the little boy had lived. Saroo walked to the small house. A woman opened the door. It was his mother, Fatima. She looked at him and recognized him right away, even though many years had passed. She had always believed that one day her missing son would come home. Saroo was overjoyed to see his mother again. He was also happy to see his brother Kalu and his sister Shakila. But his favorite older brother, Guru, was not there. Then he learned the sad truth. On the night he disappeared, Guru was hit by a train and died. Today, Saroo still lives in Australia, but he visits his family in India regularly. He bought his mother a new house and helps support her financially. Saroo's inspiring story led him to write a memoir. In 2013, he wrote a book called A Long Way Home about his life and his journey to find his family. 3 years later, his story was made into the beautiful film called Lion. The name Lion has a special meaning because Saroo's childhood name was Sheru, which means lion. Now it's your turn to practice your English and answer the questions below. How did you feel while listening to this story? Have you ever experienced being lost? What did you do? Have you left your original country behind to live in another country? If so, how has the experience been? Have you ever met someone again after not seeing them for a long time? How did it go and how did it feel? Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.